Welcome back. Okay, we've had a bit of an early morning today, so had to get the boy down to the vet, have his weight and checkup done. Apparently we're tubby, hey buddy? So we're going to have one last little puppuccino before we go on our diet. And then after that we're going to get over to Repco and see if I can get a new starter motor for this 250, because it fried itself last night when we were trying to crank it to get oil pressure. So he'll have his coffee and then we'll get over to Repco and swap this starter out. See ya. Well, we've had a bit of a bugger of a morning. This thing's been doing my head in. So we've got ignition, we've got fuel and good compression. Timing's good. The Holly has been playing up like a stubborn pig. Idle for ages, which I don't want it to do because I want to bed the cam in. But it'll idle good. The accelerator circuit, power circuit's good. It will not hold a steady cruise throttle position for love or money. It just dies and bursts fuel back out through the top of the air horn. Thought I had the timing 180 out. It was running too good for that. Double checked it. It is all good. We've got it at about 15 degrees advanced, which is where the 250s normally like to run with a decent sized cam in them. So we pulled the carby down again because it was a good running carby on a 302 Windsor, and it worked fine, did everything it was supposed to. Pulled it all down. Power valve looked like it was possibly a little bit too high a value, so it was possibly open and dribbling fuel in. So we've gone from a 65 power valve to a 45, I think it was we found. Yep, 45 power valve. We went from 69 main jets to 66s, gone through and blown out the metering block again and checked all the cavities and that, and none of them are blocked. So we've gone through, based it all out again. So now I'm going to reset the float level and fingers crossed the thing plays the game this time, because other than that, I have no idea. It was carrying on like the timing was all messed up, and the Desi's not. It's holding a good advance by what I can check with the timing light. So yeah, hopefully it was just a circuit in the Holly wasn't playing the game, or the power valve was leaking or something. So I'll turn you guys around. We'll crank this thing over. It gets good oil pressure pretty much straight away. We'll fire it off and see what we can do. Okay. Has the float level gotten too high now again after mucking around with it? No. So the float level's good. the accelerator pump might be a bit tight. Okay. And it's doing exactly the same thing. Alrighty. Okay, so it'll idle like that, and it'll accelerate and you flick it, it's fairly responsive. Timing's good, I double check that. The minute you crack it off idle and try to let it sit there and idle, it just carries on and backfires. Like that. Does not like to recover at all. Oh, it's doing my head in. I have not played with a Holly for so long, I can't remember. A little bit more idle. Has to be something not working that I can't remember. On. Don't know. And there goes that again. Doesn't seem to have fuel pulling over into the Venturis. So it's not dribbling fuel when it's running. I don't know. Sounds nice, runs nice, just hard for the damn thing to cruise. Okay, so been chasing a problem that I thought was in the Holly all morning, and it's distributor. So don't always go to the blame the Holly problem. Never been a massive Holly fan, always preferred Delortos or Webers, but this was supposed to be a really simple build, and it is a simple build, but yeah, it's not actually a circuit in the carby playing up. It is a circuit, not a circuit, it's the HEI is losing spark. So the thing that I said was super reliable, the old Bosch ones, they never play up, blah, blah, blah. Hey, they play up. Go figure. So it'll sit and idle and run and chop along to its heart's content. You can blip the throttle, flick the throttle, gets a nice spark, nice advance. The mechanical advance works too, and it's really crisp. It'll start first go, awesome. You crack the throttle and hold the throttle at a steady cruise, and you, with the timing light on the coil lead, just have a steady light. You see the actual light turns off, so this coil stops sparking, which I'm assuming, which I've got to test now, is because module, pickup, something in that old Bosch Dizzy is not happy, and it's not giving a signal to the coil to fire. So I will grab a test light and we'll go from there. Right, so first things first, I want to make sure that my wiring on this contraption isn't what's giving us problems. So I'm going to run a lead from the coil positive to the battery earth. So that way I can see if it's something in the, what do you call it, power circuit going down, giving up, then turning the coil off. So if we go power on, ignition on, and we can see down there, hopefully you can see it. No, you can't. Turn that off for a sec. How do we do this? Okay, so if you watch that little test light that's down the bottom there, just on the battery, that should show up a green light when I go master on, ignition on, which you can just see there. So if I turn the ignition off, on, so we're getting that. So that side of things is working. Now I want to make sure it stays working. So that has stayed on the entire time until I turn the master off. So we're getting power to the coil. My supply to the coil is good, so it's not something I've done there. So now we're going to take the test lead and go to the negative side of the coil, which will be our signal from the distributor module. So if I do that, master on, ignition on, and we've got an earth, and she's green again, so it's getting a signal. Click. There you go. That light died out the minute it held up. So it died out, you lose spark, floods the motor, and then the spark comes back in when you come off the throttle, and big surge up through the carby. So now, oh, I haven't played with these things for so long, I can't remember. So now I've got a brand new Bosch module in the distributor, which should be the reliable ones, but who's to say Bosch hasn't gone to junk? Could be the pickups and the windings in the distributor. So 0 point of carrying on anymore. Sorry, going to be a very short one this week. I was hoping to run through the whole bedding in procedure of the cam and everything, but there is no point doing that. Stop playing around with the zoom button, idiot. There's no point doing that because it's just going to end up damaging stuff. The oil level is still good and the color of the oil is brilliant. There's no sparkles or glitter in there. So that side of things is good. Gaskets are all nice and dry. Everything seems to have come good. So it's a case of once I get an ignition system that'll actually work above idle, I will then be able to run the cam in properly, get a heat cycle through it and go from there. So for now, I'm going to call that one done. I'll put a short video together for you, and sorry, I overlooked it. So I was under the assumption it was a good working Dizzy. Came out of a car that used to run, but possibly wasn't the Weber's fault that it kept chopping out and cutting out. That was probably doing the same thing back then. Yeah, all right. Again, thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. And once we get a Dizzy that's actually going to play the game and work, we'll get into it and run this cam in for you. Thanks, guys. Bye.